Okay, quick video blog because they're coming to deliver some stuff for these animals. This is part one. I'm working on trying to save this dog that lives on this street, not too far from me. His owners kicked him out and his neck is open. I mean, it's terrible sore. Got into a fight because they never sterilized the dogs, much less take care of them in this particular case. And so, this is what we run into. We run into these wonderful animals that are totally, all he wants is a little love. And they were kicking him out of his house, and this little boy was beating him, and so I stopped it. And thankfully, I've got neighbors, and the man next door who has a business near where the dog lives, because the dog continues to go back to his door even though they won't let him in. And so the man next door has kindly been helping me give him water during the day. I've been providing him with 2 meals a day and antibiotics. And I've sort of grown attached to this little guy because back in March he broke his leg and nobody took care of him. And so I spent an entire day. It was the day prior to opening my studio, which is why I was really late the next day, finding a vet that would help me out and come out and tell me. Because I said, look, if he's in bad enough shape, I can't keep him at my house. At the time I couldn't do it. I had another dog that I had just rescued, and I just couldn't deal with it. There was just no way, because I didn't know how they'd react to each other. Now the other one's acclimatized, and I'm sure we'll be fine. And this guy was going to need a lot of care because his leg was broken. And it was going to be very costly, and it was just something that was extremely difficult for me to do. So I said, well, what do? Do we amputate? Do we put him down? I really don't like that option, but I like even less the fact that he's going to be, die of infection. Now, the interesting thing is that dogs that live on the street like this have an incredible immune system. If they've survived this long, this guy's 5 or 6 years old or something. So, he had a pretty good chance of making it, but it was an open break, it was cut. So what we did was we tracked down the, quote, owners, and we gave them antibiotics to give to him. And I followed him and made sure that, every 10 days or so I'd check and see how he was, and he was getting better, and he was doing great. Then I'm coming home a few days ago, last week actually, about 7 days ago, because I started giving him antibiotics. And they were kicking him out of his house, and I was like, what's going on? He's got this gaping hole, like really ripped open. He clearly has gotten into a fight, because of course he's not sterilized, and he's got cuts all over, and this little boy's beating him, and it was just, and I said, stop. But I couldn't bring him home, because I can't even put a leash on him because of the gaping wound. So I waited a couple days to see what would happen, and he was, I wasn't sure. I couldn't see at that time how open it was. I saw more of that later. And some friends of mine said, oh, my neighbors, I just got to know them a little bit because my other side neighbor knows them. And anyway, so we had dinner, and they said, no, I saw this dog, and I see him all the time, but I thought he was dead today. And then he moved, and I went, oh my God, okay, we have to do something. So we walked over, and he wasn't there, because he has a place where he sleeps, but he goes away at certain times of day and night. And during the day, it's because he's got to get out of the sun, I guess. So anyway, the following day, they texted me, he's there. Okay, so I saw him, I went and found the vet, called the vet. The vet said, I'll give you some antibiotics. I went, I bought the antibiotics, I walked all the way back. This is like an 1.5 to 2 hour walk altogether. I was getting my exercise at the same time. Found the dog and gave him some food with the antibiotics in it. And he wasn't there at first, actually. I had to go back. And then I gave him some later, and so I've been doing that for 3 days now. He just had his 3rd day so that's 6 full meals, probably the first 6 full meals he's ever had. And he's, now he jumps up when he sees me. He's still a little wary. And now I've spoken to some nice young men who work in a pet food shop that has a store up near me, and they're so great. And so, my battery's running out, so I'm going to stop this blog, but sequel tomorrow because they're going to help me bring him home. So we'll see what that's going to be like, okay? And I will show you a picture of him because I don't have it right now, but when I bring him home, I will. So that's part 1 of Saving Gitano. Thank you. Bye.